because of the...
My nipples. I don't want to put that in the show.
Nipples or the conversation about it?
Conversation about my nipples. I would rather not.
We talked about all these damn nipples and you don't want to.
Oh, I don't mind talking about my nipples so much, but just right now I'm not feeling like I want to have that particular thing out there.
Okay.
What does the snap mean? Does the snap mean that we're starting?
Well, the snap helps me mark on there, like when they do the clap, it helps me mark where...
Like the black and white, the chomper.
Did you always know how to snap?
Only with my left hand.
Did you have to teach yourself? With your left hand?
I mean, I think my dad taught me how to do most things that I got taught how to do, that like tying my shoe, snapping, whistling, which I'm awful at. Our 6-year-old whistles better than me. Like, have you heard him whistle? He sounds like a bird.
Well, yeah, because we do the bird.
It's amazing. I'm so happy.
Well, you know the reason why I do the bird, right? I told you.
So that you can find him?
Well, my mom, when I was young,
Yeah.
when I was young, my mom, I would play, but I could only go as far as her whistle, and her whistle was very, very...
Yeah, like yours. Yours is very, very...
Because of her, I had to figure out how to do it better.
You guys do some other thing, too. Like...
Oh, because there's the birdies that are out here, so I go... Like
That's
that.
what he does.
And we do the bird back. It's kind of a bird whistle.
Yeah.
So that if he can't hear me, he has to respond to me, and I have to hear him. It's kind of like a canary kind of thing.
Why do these only sense?
Yeah, and we have like a forest that's out there.
Oof.
Yanni.
I did. I just...
One of the greatest artists of all time.
No, that's debatable.
Well, between Yanni, John Tesh, and...
I don't know who John Tesh is, but I knew somebody named Kate Tesh growing up.
That's great. Between Yanni, John Tesh, and... Is there another guy? I can't put Kenny G in the same bracket because he's not the same guy. That battle, ooh, that was hot.
They had a battle.
In theory,
In your head?
Yanni was doing stuff like over in Greece, like big amphitheater, and John Tesh was more like that tall 6'6" white dude who was suave because
What does he do?
they play musical instruments and orchestrate.
I'm not familiar with John Tesh.
He's the jam, man. That's out there in the streets. John Tesh in the streets. Wait, what was I thinking about? Wait, so you didn't listen to any classical music at all?
We've gone over this.
Not in the show.
Well, I mean, like, if it came on Channel 9, we would watch stuff. If it came on... So that's how... I mean, like, Yanni came on Channel 9, I think, every once in a while. We did not... Like, we didn't have tapes. We had no music that we actually purchased and bought.
You told me that, yeah.
Like, my mom would take me to shows.
Like big like orchestra.
Not big, but like, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't. No, we were not very well invested into the music.
Did you begin to desire and want to go to those shows? Like, was it a part of you? Like, you just knew it was.
Not until I didn't know there were like music. Like I didn't know. I don't know when I don't remember learning. Like probably like New Kids on the Block. Like.
How did you? But you found that through your friends.
Through my friends. Yeah. It was only through my friends. My first concert was the Cranberries in like 1995. Like I was like 14.
That's so cool. Like I didn't do
well,
that.
besides like Tickle Toon Typhoon, when I was a kid.
What's Tickle Toon?
Tickle Toon Typhoon is children's music.
Kind of like the vegetables or whatever they're called. They're the what's the Veggie Tales?
I think that's Christian. I think it was more like hippie style, like.
Oh, there's a guy who sings with the guitar, right? Isn't that the dude that does a little? He's famous.
It was just people, though.
Oh,
it wasn't like I don't know. Maybe they had characters come on. I mean, it was just I don't know. Like they played at Northgate Mall, and I went to see him Tickle Toon Typhoon at the mall. That was my concert going until my
at the mall.
Yes.
So I went to concerts with my mom. She was like my date because I was.
Well, yeah. Your mom probably took you to some really amazing concerts.
Well, she took me to stuff.
Played amazing music for you.
Here's something I feel like is where we have a likeness. I think my mom. I believe she did this because she was trying to make sure I was like well versed in culture, like music and things like that. So I think she took me to a lot of different things on purpose.
Yeah.
Because like knowing Yanni and knowing John Tesh is really whack. Liking Kenny G because I played the clarinet. That was an instrument that I got to play, which was sad because I told you the story, but I was at probably it was second grade, and I wanted to play the flute. And I think I told you this, but the director told me that I don't remember. I feel like he said boys don't play the flute.
Oh, what?
He told me that I should play the clarinet.
Lame.
But he talked about my fingers and how big they were for the flute, which I don't know if it's even like a real thing.
So maybe fingers.
But I was a little kid though, so I can't be that big. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But I had to play the clarinet because of that, so I learned how to play the clarinet versus the flute.
Yeah. I'm a piano, flute, wannabe violinist.
You play the flute?
I did play the flute. Well, my mom played the flute when she was younger, probably better than I ever learned how to. But I did learn how to. Yeah, I did. I got to play her old flute, which is still in our family. So you can hit her up for that.
That is cool.
Hit her up for that and hit her up for the dollhouse.
And you say hit her up for that because you're not talking to your mom.
Well.
I mean, like that's...
Currently, I mean, I called her. I mean, I have talked to her.
Yeah.
I have called her, like, when there was a death in the family, I called her. And, like, I've text messaged, and when there was another death, there have been a couple of passings. Like, there have been, like, you know, she doesn't call me either. She didn't even remember our oldest birthday. Or if she did, she didn't reach out.
Right.
So I think that the whatever mental ailments are taking hold. Like, I think she would have at least texted something or like dropped a card or done something. I think she would have done that if she had remembered. I'd like to think that she would have anyway.
Well, then she's got to remember that she forgot at this point. It's a lot. Been a whole year.
You think?
This is a weird year, though.
I don't know, man. I have no idea
what
a global pandemic and civil unrest.
Last year she did remember. This year
borderline civil war.
Wait, what?
Well, that's what that's a lot of the chatter going on right now, right? Like, who knows what that's doing to her brain or what? I mean, you know, at least she listens to NPR.
Right. I don't even know. I don't know what they're saying. I haven't even paid attention. There's so much information coming in, and people were going bananas.
That's like the most worldly news that I think she's got access to.
There's people on the left that are scared that the people on the right are doing, you know, are converging on White House and doing stuff. I was just thinking about this before. I know we didn't want to really start this way, but I was thinking I never start the way we think we're going to start, which I like about that. I don't think I ever, until I was trying to build a family, maybe did I think about, let me tell someone else how I feel about politics and the world and the things that go on in the way of politics and, you know, and that kind of stuff. Like, I never talked about, I've always had a very...
You talk about, like, the FBI and the CIA all the time. And, like, military. You talk about that all the time.
I talk about how things are structured and how I like it. And
right. Like, well, you would, like, you geek out on the, like, geek out on, like, on certain topics that float around politics.
There's a reason why that happened, too.
But...
And my grandmother wanted to be in, like, the FBI or the CIA.
Well, now I'm learning something new. I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that. I mean, I'd known about, like, your military family and stuff like that.
Well, check this out.
Never talked about... Wait, your grandmother who's...
You the one that you met.
Really?
My grandmother. But this is... You say... here's the sad truth and here's the reality. My grandmother was grew up in the South, grew up in Arkansas and Mississippi. And in the South, they would say that she, the capstone phrase would be like, she's ahead of her time, or she just, you know, she had something going on with her that was extra in the sense that she was a clairvoyant. She was responsible for holding the Freedom Riders in her home. She was a protector. She had senses about her about things and sort of a satellite view of the world and how it was working. And she did not have biases or some pretenses that disallowed her to associate. This is 1939 to 49. You know, like I'm saying, this is a long time ago. So she's in the South. She knew all the things that were problematic and birthed my mother and then taught my mother how to see past all of that. And then, you know, my you learn the Bible like from back to front. 100 was it? 100. Sorry, there's 1,800 pages or something, depending on what you're reading. And she knew the Bible before she was, 9 years old or something like that. And but did not frequent the church, from what I understand. But that was the kind of the way that my grandmother was like, we have to protect this knowledge and use it. And so she did. My mom would have to actually like remind me if it was the CIA or FBI, because I can't remember.
Well, you spent a lot of time with her.
I spent a whole lot of time with her. But here's my heroes were women.
Yeah.
I say this all the time. My dad was a hero too. Mm-hmm. So like I had the presence of someone in the military, and the worst war we've had since World War I and II, Vietnam. Biggest mistake we made, and all kinds of problems and all the such. But my father was a hero. He went there 3 tours, came out alive. The machete cut in his face. I'm just like I don't even know what the right word is for that adoration, but it's not like that. I mean, that's my blood. I felt like powerful inside of myself.
Oh, his whole family.
So I naturally paid attention to that kind of thing. That was my the natural thing. And I didn't explore anything like that, but I think that when I worked in security for a number of years, and my peers, my buddies that I rolled with, like I kind of carried myself in that manner, and then that's what helped kind of lead me through scrimmages.
Pardon me, I'm so sorry. I'm having a yawn attack, and it doesn't have anything to do with what you're saying.
Yanni.
But what does that? Artist. No, have you ever had that where you just yawn and yawn and yawn and yawn and yawn?
There's a lot of mystic things related to. I mean, I think there's a lot of people that talk about yawning.
Like, for instance, like the 3rd or 4th yawn.
I sneeze and I say
it. See if I just do like one big like if I like.
I say I sneeze because I'm allergic to negativity. But you've seen me like sneeze when there's something kind of.
You have sneeze attacks.
I have sneeze attacks. And like.
Don't have sneeze or yawn attacks all the time. I'm like.
Yeah, you're having one right now.
Well, just like lots of yawning, so I'm like.
It's a clinical thing, I'm sure, that has to do with like what's going on. You have anxiety about this story, what we're about to talk about?
Not any more than no. Not.
But here's something I want to say about what's
not extracurricular anxiety.
I thought about this. What we're about to talk about right now, I'm already mad at, but I really wanted to just make sure I say something. Black women.
We never did our opening. I just interrupted you.
That's true.
But I just feel like we've gone way in. So.
Oh, well, let's do it right now.
You'll be able to snippet a snap.
No, I just do it right now.
Oh.
Welcome to another episode of Borderline Racist Marriage.
I'm not ever tell when we're gonna say it.
Nope, but I think that was one of the better ones.
And then sometimes we put our heads.
It's interesting because I was saying black women and then you interrupted me.
Yeah.
It's interesting when I say black as a trigger word. Maybe that's the thing that makes you yawn. I'm making stuff up. I'm not serious, by the way. That has nothing to do with
it. Makes me interrupt. Like, that's ridiculous. But I just like that my knack for at the same time, though, you do have, like, yeah.
I do what?
You have a knack for, like, storytelling and talking. And, like, I mean, I have definitely, like, counted time before and, like, watched time. When we were dating, I, like, watched time when you were talking. And, like, easily an hour and a half passed without me saying a peep and just like listening to you talk, which it was. I mean, I was listening. I mean, it was fascinating. There was some good talks and stuff. But
yeah, I mean,
like you can get into it.
I come from that.
Good storytelling.
That's where I come from. Those
Thank
people.
Goodness, because
storytelling. I mean,
I'll read a book like a mammer jammer, but as far as like getting super creative by myself, it really takes me to I gotta.
Yeah.
And you are so good at that.
Well, I appreciate that compliment.
But you were about to say black women, and I'm interested.
I'm about to say something that's what is the thing in the front where it says like a parental advisory? If they're paying attention on purpose, first of all, thank you to the subscribers. There's like over almost 40 or 39 or something like that.
Are there?
We've had over 1,000 views.
We have subscribers.
We have people that are subscribing, so they're just watching.
Which means I don't even know what that is.
It's just a thing.
Like we have a highlight subscription for our children.
What does that mean?
It shows up every month.
So that's a subscriber. Books. So every month it just shows up. So in and of effect, every time we do a show and we let it go, it lets them know. That's pretty much all it does.
Oh, that's what it does.
They don't even have to click anything. But the fact that they clicked it and said, I want to subscribe to this, makes me feel pretty good. Guys. Black women, if you're sitting here and you're watching this right now, this is going to make you angry. If you haven't heard this already,
Oh, trigger. You want to do like trigger?
I don't know if it's trigger warning. Trigger warning. No, it's really bad.
That's the buzzword.
That's the bonus. No, but it's really. It makes me viscerally angry. I'm gonna have to speak on it as a black man without a black woman being present, and it's cold as stuff, and I'm really angry. And the sad part is we can't do anything about this kind of thing. There's no such thing as racist police. And you can't be arrested for being racist. You can be arrested, you can be convicted of crime or go to court for a hate crime.
Yeah, but you have to, like, actually do the hate crime.
Right.
Not just say something.
You could be like inward, and it's not even a hate crime.
Right. It's freedom of speech still, right? Isn't that?
I mean, it's someone's freedom.
But, here's the thing. If it gets, like, caught on camera...
Then what? Then you could file a...
then you lose your job, then maybe
real
charges get pressed.
Lose your job, charges get pressed. What's it called when you keep someone away from when you get to go
restraining
to the
order.
Restraining order.
But it has to be proven, and it has to be, like...
Right.
Whatever.
What happened that you caught wind of? I just love that you're catching. I don't know if that's the right thing. I don't know if I should like it. God forgive me. Like, I don't know if I should like it or not, but I do. Because I know that it exists. This has always existed, by the way, and just everyone's talking too much, and the fact that people are getting caught right now that need to not be in positions of power.
Mm-hmm. I wish everybody was in.
What was it that you had stumbled upon this last week? This is crazy.
A former Google executive who is now like the president of a school board in San Francisco. Hold on, I forget these names. I think I might screw up the name too.
It's all good.
It's in San Francisco Bay Area.
Bay Area, okay. There's a lot of stuff out there. There's
in the Bay
outskirts.
Area. His wife said some flagrant stuff on Twitter, and he lost his position. Like, people called him out, told him to step down.
A Google high-level Google exec.
He was a Google executive previously. So, a school board president in the San Francisco Bay Area has resigned after his wife's racist comments about Vice President-elect Kamala Harris raised an outcry. So, it had to raise an outcry. Number one. His name is John, Jon Venverlo. That's his name, John Venverlo. Announced Sunday that he was stepping down from his position with the Los Lomitas Elementary School District in Menlo Park, so wherever area that is in the Bay Area. His wife's name is Meredith Phillips Venverlo, who I guess she works, like, they have a trust. Oh, and she was also a pastor.
Oh my gosh.
She was a youth pastor, from what I understand. Anyways, he worked for Google executive.
Right.
So his wife, Meredith Phillips Venverlo, getting these names out there, tweeted Sunday in response to comments about Harris's qualifications that all she needs to be qualified is a black, in parentheses, crude term for female genitalia. No brain needed.
Wow.
So...
Wait. All she
needs to be qualified is a black P word.
What?
No brain needed.
No brain needed.
No brain needed. Like, okay, and she said it in response to somebody else made a comment about how, he needed to hire a woman. He needed to hire a woman, so he just hired anybody. Something like that. Like, there was some other comment that she was responding to, and that was her response. Her response was in agreement with another racist remark by some dude.
Wow.
And she said all she needs to be qualified is a black P word.
So she's on some bust down affirmative action. Like, this is low key garbage. She's
racist, sexist nonsense.
Is it sexist to be a woman?
Hell yeah, it is. So women can uphold sexism.
Well, how can you said that? There's no reverse sexism for men. Is there?
Right. So that's like a whole nother web to get into.
So
for you and I, if we want to.
Well, I mean,
it's a whole nother
I know, but women can have sexism against each other.
Yes. Just so women can uphold sexism and can have sexist beliefs and have, in a similar way that anybody can uphold any ism. So,
but this is racism and some clapback bullshit. Excuse my language, but she's actually talking.
Oh, and she also posted several other crude remarks prompting dozens of parents to demand her husband's resignation.
She's a pastor. Her husband is executive at Google. They have a trust. He runs a school district or something?
No, so he was on... He's a former Google executive. He was elected to the school board. He was the president of the school board.
And he had to quit
Las
all that.
Lomitas
He had to quit all that.
He chose to step down because everybody called for it. Okay, I've got the former Google executive elected to the school board in 2018 and had 2 years left of his term. He later apologized in a post saying her vulgar words were written in a moment of disappointment. So anyways, and then the white lady tried to crawl back into her, she was like, I'm taking medication for blah, blah, blah.
The reason why she did it is because she's taking medication.
That was, excuse. She can't be like...
She typed it.
She typed it on Twitter.
She typed it. The only reason why... all she needed was a vagina and...
She said,
be a woman.
Black. A black P word.
Oh, all she needed is a black?
Yeah. Yes. And she said, I am deeply sorry and ashamed, she said... and added that she's been taking medications for a debilitating neurological disease, but had been weaning herself from the whatever. And I believe the change in medication reduced my judgment between right and wrong when I made the honey, no. First of all, no medication that you are taking is making you type racist, sexist nonsense on the internet, okay? None of that. That's inside of you, no matter what. And all over the place. It's all over. Obviously, it's in our society.
I usually use comedy to help myself cope. That's what I recognize in myself. Facts. So I want to say happy Diwali to Kamala Harris's mom and family, who her mother had passed away, if I'm correct. Her mother's no longer living, but to her family, because she's half Indian and half Jamaican. And happy Diwali. If you don't know what Diwali is, go ahead and look it up. Now, that's not funny as in comedy, but I want to point out a couple of things here. India, the longest standing democracy on our globe, I think the largest in populace on our globe besides China, industrial in every single way. Caste system, if you don't know what that means, that's problematic in a lot of different ways, and there's a lot of different sets, groups, and religious things and problems inside of a society like that. Her mother, the Kamala Harris, is who I'm talking about when I talk about her mother. The Kamala Harris. For the future tense.
Vice President
First
elect.
of all, I'm talking about, this is how I see it. When we're saying the Kamala Harris in the future, and we're talking about the how and the why and the reasons and the importance and the impact and the change that was provisioned to us from the Kamala Harris and her stuff that this lady's trying to talk about. This is garbage stuff. I'm just not going to say that word. Yeah, stuff, right? I was just saying. I could say something else, but I could be like cookies or something like that and go Tiffany Haddish. I didn't want to do it, but that's not my point. My point is, this is trash because...
Trash. Total trash.
Black Lives Matter part of the story is, in the history of histories, people with a skin tone close to similar in nature. You can look in India right now, and you will find that there's African dissension. Dark-skinned people there that have transplanted from East Africa and were moved there thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. You can look at, what's that guy's name that supposedly discovered America with people already on it? What's his name? Columbus. The Christopher.
We have a holiday for it.
We have a holiday for Christopher Columbus, but we don't have a holiday for the Native Americans and the First Nations that were here.
Some places do.
Yeah, we have
it's not national. It's not like a national.
Okay.
There's not that I know of.
Okay.
It'd be worth looking up. Look it up.
But there's a couple other things you should check out here. This is what I'm going to circle back here because I'm mad about this. Over 3,000 years prior to Christopher Columbus being the last person to stumble up over here and kill people with their diseases and their sicknesses and their grossness and their nastiness and their stankness and their trashness. That's what happened. They came over here with ships, huh?
Europeans, people.
They came over here loaded with weapons, loaded with guns, and loaded with stuff to try to get this land, because they wanted the land, real talk. And they got the land. They killed 90% of the First Nations. Quote me or not quote me, and I don't know if it's 90%, 80% were killed by sickness because they just were putrid. And they came here, and they were trying to like, here we got Thanksgiving coming up. Everyone's going to be celebrating the Thanksgiving. The myth of, well, right? Are they? We're going to enjoy some meals heavily and sit back.
Because it's on sale.
Because it's on sale at the store. It's on sale.
So we're gonna
celebrate.
And we have the days off still.
We're going to celebrate.
It's still a national holiday.
Right, and we survived a pandemic. We survived a pandemic so far.
We do.
So far.
So far.
Jeez. Oh,
so far. So far we have done that. So far.
Sorry, I got off track. I got off track. 3,000 years before Christopher Columbus came here, humans from the African region of the continent of Africa migrated here, came here, and helped others who were present. And what's interesting is the shortest distance from Africa to here is Mali to Maine. Maine is this state I'm talking about.
Not a lot of people are aware of this fact. This is like newly discovered jazz, right? Or newly like scientifically proven.
I feel like historians, real ones that know about how the lands have shifted, how we've traveled the seas. There is a river in the Atlantic Ocean that makes it easier for you to go up and over and down.
People who sail.
Yeah, they know that.
Okay.
And they found the boats. They have found the boats in excavations. They have found the boats from Ethiopia, and these boats can hold up to, I don't know if it was Ethiopian. Forgive me if I got the wrong tribe. There is boats that were found that can hold, I think it was 80 men, and they were made from one single log. The tree was so big that it was hollowed out. It can hold 80 men, and it was shaped kind of like I'm doing right here. I'm just trying to. I'm probably not stumping anybody, or maybe I am stumping some people here. But my point is, in reference to this lady who is talking about that other woman who is pushing women's movement forward throughout the history of men jacking it up the whole way. If we've been here for 80 million years, we messed that up. If we've been here for 20 million years, we messed that up. If we've been here for 5,000 years, we're messing it up. Like, this is the time for that. This is not about me trying to be anything woke, whatever the case may be. I came from one person, one place. I was birthed from a person on this planet. And every person is birthed from a person on this planet. It just so happens to be that they are female. I was just talking to Lucas, our son, 6 years old, been asking the question about why am I called male and then someone else is called female? Why is there? I was like, there's a scientific name for every single creature on the planet, so that
he's fallen into those systemic traps of like boys are better than girls.
But he actually he's like, I would like to be called a female. Is what he said. Why can't I be called a female? That's what he said out loud. That's okay. I'm okay with that.
Heard that conversation.
But that was just happened today. It's the first time I've ever heard it as well. Okay. But he's still trying to like understand why there's like a difference. But he's also liking that there's a scientific thing for something versus a not. And let's just say human biology. Maybe that's it. This is me taking a reach here, but human migration is biological, like it moves with the Earth's current. There's ebbs and flows of what has gone on over this planet for a long period of time. And there seems to be a big, huge gap in time by which in the last 2,000 years plus, where the dominating group of information stealing, sharing, taking, and writing has come from the European world. So what I'm saying is that
male world.
Boom, that part.
European.
So this young lady, I don't know if she's young. She doesn't seem like she's young. This young lady,
30, 40.
You think so?
I think she's in her 40s.
Okay. Well, then she's probably
maybe
older than me.
40s.
This woman was educated by this white male pretense that allowed her to adopt The logic of racism, we're not birthed with that. That's not how we come out. We come out talking about little things like a 6-year-old. What's female, what's male? And then how you deliver that information will then cause the operant conditioning that makes them go down this path. I think it's crazy that she could not swallow her tongue. Excuse me, that sounds like killing yourself. But could not bite her tongue, as my mom might say. She could not bite her tongue. And say like, oh, I bite my tongue. I was not really happy with the idea of this, but I'm so proud that there's a woman in... You know what I'm saying?
Well, she added race to a comment that was already made.
She said a black...
Gender.
That's the craziest part.
She added racism to sexism.
But,
a white lady. White women, this is a problem. Big problem. White women are the only demographic who voted more for Trump, too.
Oh, my God. Oh.
Like, every other demographic, even white men, women...
First of
white
all,
ladies,
dude,
even white men voted less for
I am so
45
afraid. I am so afraid. I'm
they
so
voted
afraid.
Less, like few percentage,
I'm
but
so
maybe.
afraid. This dude,
the white women are the only demographic where like their numbers went up for him. Oh yeah, we like that.
So afraid.
We like that. Yeah.
This is the guy that said I like to grab him by the junk, man. Like that's
by
crazy.
the P word, which she used. Clearly, this is a, you know.
I mean, real talk. If you're on the far right, how are you
might be proximity.
But how are you raising children underneath it? I don't get it, dude. I really don't get how that is comfortable. How could you be in your skin and go, well, that's okay? He did say it was locker talk, and I love locker talk. I love football, and I love drinking I like beer, and I'm a woman. That's
I mean, that's you. If you have a daughter, if this woman and her Google executive husband and school board president sitting dude, if they have a daughter or nieces, if they've, they're okay with Trump grabbing those daughters' P words.
Well, she's okay saying that janky stuff. If you look at the actual text of what she said, that is confrontational. Like, it's almost like she would be willing to say it to a black woman's face.
Well, she said it to all of Twitter. She said it to the whole world.
Boom. Wow.
She did. She said it to all of the black women's faces in all of the land. All of the land. All of the women, all of the black people, all of the everybody. When you're...
This makes me angry because this is the fight in the street, the fight for protesting and taking a stand and getting the word out right now is about stop hurting black youth before they even get a chance to live. Please don't incarcerate them at every given turn. Don't arrest them or pull them over because they're ethnic. Please stop taking men that are a part of the world and then and chaining them to your circumstance, to your problem at home, to your daddy issues, to your lack of trust, to your fear, your inferiority. You're doing that because you got garbage lifestyle. So that's what this really is about. But here's the worst part.
Years of racism and slavery and all that creates a garbage lifestyle.
The worst part that hurts me the most is that, to me, it's still a male-dominated concept, these protests about black lives. Mm. And I feel like people are looking at it as an aggro thing. But who you hurt the most is you killed someone's son, a woman's son. You killed a woman's husband. You took their father. You took their brother. You've arrested them. This is the response inside. So the black women just went to go vote just now. And they're going to keep voting, by the way. Regardless of if Kamala Harris has some communist...
Georgia, we're looking at you.
Yeah, right, real talk. But here's what's going to happen. Black women are going to go vote on GP. Because that's it. You guys need to get out of the way and let some people do some fixing. Yell it out, get upset, but let somebody else do the fixing because I guarantee you don't have the answers to the problem. And I'm not saying Kamala Harris is the answer to the problem, but this is the other side of the equal sign I was talking about a few shows back that I feel like is actually really occurring right now. Black women went to go vote not for Joe Biden. Please get that straight.
Get it straight.
A black woman is in position, and that's why. And I get it, you're mad. Now you can say it. It'd be better if you said it straight up and then quit your job and give your money back and do some philanthropy and hope that God has some room for you. And I'm sorry, but that's how I feel about it. Like,
No,
Get
she's
it?
doing the scape thing. Like,
Oh well, that's okay. I get it. They got to do that because she still wants to feel good in her skin at her house and on her yacht. But black women went to go vote for Kamala Harris. Period. Not because they're like Kamala Harris is going to be the next president. It's period.
Not because they even like her.
You know what, you guys? Here's what's crazy. Here's what would have happened if they didn't vote for Kamala Harris.
Policies, I mean.
This is the thing. If they didn't vote for Kamala Harris, women would be sitting here not even having an opportunity to have a woman in that position. It's a very important thing globally to see this transaction.
It's clearly, though, such a huge issue still.
It's really bad. White women voted for this dude. Black women voted for that woman. That is killed. Like, inside of me, I'm like, how is this the war? And that's the worst. I can't remember who said it.
Well, that's why I said white people are eating themselves, right? Like, it's a war in our... Like,
well, no, a long time ago, someone was talking about, like, well, what if women were the ones that were in position of power? What would our wars be about?
There are countries that we can look at with women.
No, but what would wars be about? Like, right now, if white moms are saying, we gotta hate them.
Well, when's the last time a country, a first world country, went to war where a woman was in power?
Never.
When?
Never.
When?
Cleopatra? She wasn't white, though.
But I mean, like,
in the movie, she was white.
But just a woman in general, a woman who was a ruler or a, president or a...
First off, why do you want Karen to be the president of the United States in the first place?
Karen?
Karen. The cliche Karen.
But why would we want that?
That's what I'm saying. That's what they want.
Who?
The white women that voted for Trump.
I think that those white women want white men to keep doing things.
Oh, wow.
That's clearly what it is. She doubled down on a sexist remark to make it also racist.
So she's like trying to get like the room. She's trying to win over the room. Like, this is what we're talking about. Hey, let me tell you, I think that
Not only was it, did he just hire whatever woman was laying around, he also hired whatever black woman was laying around.
Right, friend. Oh my God, that's crazy.
To the white man because it was a white man who made the first remark of, blah, blah, blah. He just had to hire a woman.
And then, like... I wouldn't even know how to even approach the argument and why the argument would have value. I wouldn't even know what to say.
Which argument?
If I was in the room or in the feed or in the whatever, if I'm as a black male, I'm stuck wondering, like, there's no policing. It's visceral.
All I can say is that I hope that every single person who has that kind of hate deeply embedded inside of them, which, like, I think a lot of white people are getting surprised by how much hate they do have inside of themselves.
Right.
But and then it's like too much, right? Like, it's too much. That's that whole fragility crap again, though. We're not getting into it.
I still get fragility.
Yes, because she can't feel, like, she can't sit with feeling like she's that awful and like that much ickiness is inside of her, and that she's upheld that it's Man,
that's why I'm saying, like, repent.
To go, damn, I was wrong. I was so wrong about that. I'm wrong. She doesn't think she's wrong. She thinks that she just had, whoopsies, like,
the drugs
didn't know right from wrong. Well, what's right? I'd like to hear her say what's right. I'd like to hear her articulate what's right, because I think that she's just upset that she's just feeling really bad that she got caught. She's not feeling like what she was actually saying was wrong, like there was anything wrong about it.
I think she might be feeling bad about a little bit more than that.
Well, she's feeling bad that her husband lost his job.
Yeah. There's a couple paychecks that are not being... she lost a church. This is crazy.
Well, I don't know if she lost a church. Oh. She better not ever be able to
we can go to that church? I can go to that church?
But you know that there are, like, Trumpsters.
I'm sorry?
Trumpsters.
I like that. I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
Trumpsters.
They call them trumpeters?
Trumpeters?
I don't know. It's trumpets. Anyways, who are more than happy and willing to, like, scoop these people up and go, yes, like, come be the pastor at we're aligned. Like, the shit's that deep. It's that deep. It's that nasty and embedded. Anyways, I said, I hope everybody who has this kind of hate inside of themselves, and maybe I would have even said who is in power. I would have maybe specified especially those who are in power in our country. I hope that they all publicly trip and fall on their own hate so loudly as this couple did.
What do you mean by that, though?
I want them to trip and fall on their faces and lose their jobs. That's what I mean by that, frankly. I want them to trip and fall.
Your hope is that will injure their spirit enough to reflect.
I don't know.
Introspect and repent, or call them, like, that's what I hear you wanting them to, like, get it in the face, and then fix it.
I don't know about. I mean, we need to send them to rehab. Like, we need, like, racist rehab, y'all. Like, we need
human
to, like,
rehab. How to be a human. How to be a human.
How to be a human. How to be a human.
Meditate. Drink lots of water.
Everybody's gonna have so many different thoughts, though, on, like, there are so many, right? Where it's so.
Here's what I don't get, and this is what it can. Here's what I don't get about our human condition.
Christianity.
Wait, what?
I'm just reflecting on the fact that these people are likely Christians.
See, this is the thing. It's not even.
She was a pastor, right? That means Christianity.
Humans can be fallible.
I know.
But when you're irresponsible in that manner.
Well, would we rather her have held it in and just had that belief and been the pastor, our youth pastor leader for our children? Or
that's what I was going to get into, the kids.
Or would we rather them publicly and loudly fall flat on their faces so that we go, well, we're not going to go that route?
This is the part that's really concerning, and it seems like an American problem. Like, it seems like this is all American problems. I don't know if it's not. But, like, teaching children, it's not an American problem. I know this is happening throughout the world. But, so, when you're close-minded and you don't have a worldview or a view beyond your
town. Some people don't have a view beyond their town. They haven't gone any further than their lawn chair.
If you don't have a view beyond your lawn chair.
The next town over. I think most people are at least going.
Yeah, but see, like, a person like that who's living pretty wealthy, who's got a good
these people
home.
Worldly.
They're traveling around, but they're, like, looking at it from compartmentalization, and they're going, that's bad and this is good, and here we are and there they are, and they're that and we're this, and that's what America is and that's what I am. And now they're doing all that stuff like that, but they're also teaching children in proxy, just by walking around bebopping and doing whatever they're doing. And that's the part where the fix has to get in. This is the craziest year in our short time on this earth. Like, whoever we are. If you're, alive right now, there's a couple crazy things that have gone on in the last 100 years that are pretty messed up, and this is it. This is the other one. There's a war, there's a civil rights movement, there's Pee Wee Herman messed people up. Like, there's
We're talking about the last 100 years?
I'm just throwing stuff out there.
Is this the last 100?
Well, I'm just saying, like, there's things. This is a very. We're not past this moment.
I heard you correct, though.
We're not past this moment, and we're in it right now. I'm sorry, was that too loud? We're not past this moment, and we're in it right now. What I'm saying is, like, that response is conditioned over this time of, like, bombardment. Like, people are overwhelmed right now, and they're not able to deal with how they're overwhelmed. They don't know how to shut up. They don't know how to bite their tongue. They don't know how to not press click, not type the message. They don't know how to, like, do any of that stuff like that. And people need to just
I feel like
protect your energy and go back, digress. I say digress, like, come back and be like, don't do that. Because here's what you're doing. You're abusing the world. If you're on Twitter, you're literally doing the opposite of what is good.
Yeah, but I don't want to tell people not to do that. Please do more of that if that's inside of you to do. No, like, do it so that we can.
That's a good thing. I thank you for that.
Bye, and so your husband can lose his freaking job.
I understand where you're coming from.
Stupid,
and I'm trying to have people
crap that sexist crap.
But I'm not thinking about them. I'm thinking about the kids right now because, like, that VICKY girl.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there's a VICKY. Everybody that's a teen that probably knows who VICKY is.
You just showed me a video today.
So I used to watch Dr. Phil a little bit back in the Oprah Dr. Phil.
Yeah, I've seen some Dr. Phil episodes.
What's the guy before Dr. Phil?
Jerry Springer,
but that's not what I'm thinking about. There's another guy way back a long time ago.
Geraldo.
Jeez, you're throwing down some bombers. No. Anyway, Bad Barbie, this Cast Me Outside girl who, like, ended up becoming a rapper, became famous, and then this other girl named VICKY, who's older than Bad Barbie, and I only know this because I've been following. I mean, Desus and Mero, who are like my other news. I'm gonna be real. they talk about her too. So I didn't go and like look it up to figure it out this. But here's what I'm trying to get at right here in regards to this whole subject. There are people in pockets of America that are growing up in the environment. Now, this woke Vicky girl is woke. I put quotation fingers because I still don't understand why woke is being used in such a vain way.
Who's saying that?
Her and her people and people that support her.
Oh.
Like, oh yeah, I'm out there too like that. This girl is her skin tone is she's
Well, I know you know who I said she looked like when I first saw her without even like you sent me a picture the other day and I didn't watch whatever it was.
I thought you watched the video. So you didn't watch the video until I showed it for you?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
But when you sent me that picture, like I also was like, oh, she kind of looks like I thought she looked a little bit like Mariah. To me, she looked like young Mariah Carey, like but young, like back in the day, like
yeah. Do do do, ow, do 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 do. Here's just a trip though. This is the thing. So this is polar opposite of what just happened, but I'm trying to get to a point. This young lady went and did an Ancestry.com type of test thing. She found out that she was, we don't know if it's true, but she says that she's 40% black. The moment that happened, from what I understand, and you can go Google it all you want, she started to use the N-word flagrantly. Because she's like, oh yeah, I'm out here, that's right, I've been growing up on this and I am now, oh nigga.
She was always talking like that, but without
she had an accent because she's from Atlanta. Yeah, but she's grew up wealthy. Okay. This is what I'm trying to get to, like, this is the thing, this is the paradox right now, I think, in America. She grew up rich and all this stuff like that, and she has the accent, a little bit of snag and rolls, and some people that are kind of black. But they're also good people. I've seen some of the little videos of these young ladies hanging out with her that are African American, and they're good, look like they're good peoples. There's some Ricky Smileys out there, you know what I'm saying? She's a rapper now. Ricky Smiley, you don't know. It's okay. Don't worry about it. That's black.
No, I do. I have a...
Okay. So the ATL is ATL. It's a crazy, dope place to be, especially if you're ethnic.
Even more dope.
Wow. Especially because of Tyler Perry. Yeah. Man, Tyler Perry, if you do not know, has the largest studio east of the Mississippi. I'm trying to figure out a way to say that. There's so many good things that have happened in Atlanta, including right now what's going on right now. Abrams and everything that's happening in Georgia. And Georgia is going to be the change part of our nation. Like, it is a change part of our nation. Shut up. And I'm just saying that to whoever's trying to talk crap about it. Go ahead. That was just straight up. You know what I'm saying? Shut up. Atlanta is amazing. I'm feeling it in my body. I'm like,
go.
It feels like the Tribe.
That's all I have to say.
No, but here's what, for me though.
Oh, please.
Atlanta right now is feeling like a current of our tribe. America has grown, and Atlanta feels like, for me, as an African American male, something is pulsing the drum. It's drumming the drum. WOAH Vicky is this girl who wanted to get what is called clout by talking trash about this other white girl. She did an Ancestry.com test, started using the N-word, started acting a fool, and it's crazy. And I don't understand why her parents, who obviously have some African American in them.
Maybe she's 18 and can do what she wants.
She can. She can and she is. She can and she is.
Oh, you don't understand why they didn't already tell her. Yeah.
Because what did you say? You went and saw some shows when you were young, and you were doing something like that, and your mom was at NPR. You even know the Dewey Decimal System. You were cultivated.
Dewey Decimal System. I mean, I couldn't.
You couldn't walk into a library and bust them. You probably could.
I probably could.
If there was
I probably actually could.
Oh, I wonder if that would be a really good television show called Dewey, where you go in and you have to go find books and stuff like that. But there's probably some nerds that know how to get down and find some really good books and be like, have a clue. It's like a clue. Where they... Okay, I'm sorry. I just make stuff up. It comes to my head. Like, anyway.
Dewey. Yeah, I like the name Dewey.
A game show.
For a dog. Like, we could get a dog named
I'm
Dewey.
talking about a game show where you go into a library.
No, I know what you're talking about.
And it's like a scavenger hunt.
A book. Like the shop.
But you also have to find a subject. You have to find a thingy. You have to find a written...
It just sounds like
work. A mess.
It just sounds like high school and college.
College, right. So, WOAH Vicky,
had to go to the library and find
this girl
books.
Is a rapper now, or a rapper more so now than ever. 3 million people love her on the Insta
3 million? I didn't see
or it. Like her. So forgive me that I don't love her, but they like her. See, this is the thing we got to get. We gotta stop saying love and like. Like is not really the like it used to be. I remember when like was really like before there was a like button. I remember when Uber was like Uber meant a lot.
Well, because you used to have to invest in whatever you liked.
Boom.
And you don't have to do that anymore. So everything's just cheap and dumb now.
You helped me get to my point.
Because all you do is like you can access everything from the one little phone or device or iPod pad. Really poop.
See? You helped me get to my point. You used to have to invest. That lady used to have to invest in that comment. There was a time where she could never really do that.
She would have had to like pay to publish it somewhere, or like at least pay to go Xerox it.
If she was going to do it, she couldn't do it in front of the congregation. She couldn't do it in front of a lot of people. There was a moment where you could not.
So are we better off or worse off because people can just go bleh and just their stuff's everywhere?
Well, what was that documentary that you hit me to that we watched about the technology and the people that were
the AI?
No, the guys that were the people that created Social Dilemma.
Every single
one of the creators are like
every person
we
who
messed
uses
up.
a smartphone or any
we
kind
messed
of
up
online
so bad.
technology.
We created things so smart that we messed up, and then
they're like it's out of our hands. It's out of control. We can't. We don't know how it's out of our control. And it's so out of control.
And then the race wars are happening in the church in the Bay Area. Bay Area is an interesting place because the Bay Area is like, first of all, like there's so much stuff around the Bay that where she probably is, I can't remember the place that you said she was from. It's okay, but that area is probably, I'd say that the census has probably got like, plus 500 people that are African American.
I mean, well, whatever census it is, like dozens of people from the school where her husband, like dozens of people from the school district where her husband's on the board, complained and demanded that he step down. He didn't do it to his own accord.
That phrase you just said was a thing that's so important here. Like, she's in her pajamas on her phone doing a message on the Twitter.
Yeah.
But the effect of it, this is what I'm getting to. I was trying to do that, but you kind of like helped me a little bit. That effect is crazy big. Especially, it's not even, there's no bubble around it because now we're talking about it. It's got talked about.
Well, Google doesn't take it back.
I hope Google doesn't take it back.
Nobody takes them back.
I wish Google would take a step forward and say, we can't allow this to keep happening. This is not a part of the life we want to have on this planet. We want to be better in this way. I want WOAH VICKY to stop talking and stop rapping. If Killer Mike doesn't say that you're fired, he's from Atlanta. If T.I. doesn't say you're fired, if Andre 3000 and Outkast doesn't say you're fired,
yeah, there used to be standards.
If Tyler Perry doesn't have you in one of his movies,
there used to be standards that everybody agreed upon and invested in, and now it's just noise.
So here's this interesting.
Well, what are we doing? We're making our own noise.
We're making our own noise. Hey, we're protesting our own noise. When you're a professional, working as a professional in dance, could somebody say that in a professional environment in dance? As a teacher.
Could somebody say what?
What that lady just said.
Without.
Yeah, recourse.
Without any recourse? Hell no.
Right.
Oh, there's recourse.
Right. So, and when I worked in television and film...
Well, now there's, national recourse.
But here's the thing. What I'm trying to talk about is this is systemic racism.
Yeah.
Right? Is like the system that allows us to go on Twitter and do that.
Right.
It would be interesting if Twitter just said, that word can never be said. She did say black, though.
She said, yeah, black P word.
And the P word got on the Twitter.
Yeah, P word got on. But then, we're talking about censorship, right? Shouldn't P word be able to be said on the Twitter? Racist stuff, perhaps, should not be able to be said. Well, I mean, I don't... What,
Well, I mean, I don't know. How do we combat this subject matter as a whole?
Everybody's
everyone's like, how do I do it?
No, but everybody's jumping from all the racists are jumping from all the racist people.
Yeah.
Are shutting down their Facebooks and going to Parler now.
What?
I think they're calling it.
What's a Parler?
What is it? Something. I can't remember.
So they're putting on a new... Parler's like a new white hat with little cutout eyes?
Yep. Yeah. Oh. If you know a lot of people who are joining Parler...
I mean, is this really... I don't know anything about Parler.
It's like it's deepening the divide.
But is it like a place for them to talk safely and not be ridiculed?
Yes.
Not be ridiculed?
For their free speech to talk about...
No, but hold on. There's two things that I see happening.
Yes. Yes, it is a place for them
but
to
not
go.
racist. They don't have to talk... They don't have to go there just because they're racist. They can go there because What are you saying? Speak on it, because I'm
saying that people who are comfortable with racism, and I'm saying that people who are comfortable with like racism, sexism, like people who are comfortable with that type of stuff, just getting unchecked and just.
It seems like people also want to just not be bombarded with critique.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're not saying that I don't want to be racist. Some people are like, I'm not trying to be racist. I just want to talk about what I understand first. I understand what it's like to be a white male. I understand what it's like to be a white female. I understand what to have grown up in a Republican family. I don't think that black people are bad. I just don't want them to take our jobs. Or Mexicans. I'm sorry to say that. I don't think that Mexicans are bad in entirety. I just don't want them to take our jobs. That's not. Is that overtly racist, or is that just natural fear of like not being able to maintain?
That fear is stirred up on purpose by politicians to get their votes. So I mean, it's a starting point for conversation, but they don't want to have any conversation. They just want to have that belief and not have any actual viable conversation as to how that's not.
I think people are probably in shock right now because they're like, how is this whole dialogue so prominent in our life right now? Like, I think people are like in shock.
Which dialogue?
Like, this whole, like, it seems like every time you turn on the news and every time you talk to your friend and every time you get into a conversation.
Well, I mean, it's clear. The online, okay, so, like, we have, it's like the wild, wild west of, technology is happening. What happened when we had what happened when white people started colonizing everything, killing everybody, and moving west? There's like there's just a ton of chaos and conflict and division and mess, like that's why there are people who are very much subscribing to this, like, because nobody's stopping them either. So their leader, the person who they're looking to, who is still currently our president.
See, that's the thing.
He's not saying don't. He's reveling in the fact that they all are like willing to put their lives on the line for him. From what I can gather thus far. When you say
their leader, it sounds like we are amongst a tyrant.
We are.
Like
I would suggest that we actually are, because
you even open us up talking about civil war.
I'm not talking about it on my behalf. I'm saying that those are the things being floated out there.
No, you're right.
On both.
You're right. So check this out.
Sides.
Oh my gosh, this is an interesting revelation.
And there are not enough people going like, hold up.
Right.
Let's all be reasonable here.
I hope I'm not right about this, but here's a set.
Let's have a conversation about like not taking jobs and how immigration is a good thing, and all of that stuff.
Through a culmination of many conversations on what is it, last weekend or this week, whatever, Friday, when all of the people that were supporters of Trump marched to the White House.
Yeah, Saturday.
And his communications person, McAfee, whatever her name is, she was saying there's like 1 million people marching. The 1 Million Man March did not happen. Facts. It was thousands of people, but they had so much merch. They had banners and everybody was matching. How do you name an event you can go to where everyone comes with the same ish?
Oh, come on now. You can go to a music concert and everybody has the ish.
Oh, you can go to a concert that's organized whereby you go through a checkpoint and grab your swag. Yeah. They had hats and banners and big banners, and there's the people that carried the big banners that had the exact same hat. Anyway.
Well, he's not shy about throwing hats to everybody at all of his little...
Yeah, but he's not the one organizing it. So I'm trying to figure out... Someone's throwing a party for Trump so that he can feel good right now. But here's the scary part that I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to profess something I think that is very, very scary that I think might be getting set up here. For some reason, you open it up talking about how I think about like things on this whatever. Yeah. I saw something and I heard these conversations happening, and this is not a conspiracy theory. I'm hopeful that this is not the case, but I believe that this is where we're heading right now. I think what they're doing and what they're setting up is a standoff the day of Biden taking office. There will be an actual group of confrontation of the likes of you've never seen. But they won't be a confrontation.
I told you it's gonna go.
But here's what I'm thinking it's gonna be more about. This is this part that's scary.
Oh, there are going to be lives that are lost.
As a fact, as a show,
there are lives being lost.
I know, but as a show, as a reality show that Mr. Donald, I would like to stop ever calling him president. I'm just going to focus on Donald.
Me too.
Donald. Or I like you taking the T off the last name. Mr. T off the last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Rump.
Oh, let's rump. California, rump. Knows how to party, rump. So, he's conducting a show, or they're producing a show. He has to leave the White House, and the other guy has to walk in. That, like MMA fighting or like world wrestling, who Trump did do that. I think
I'm just picturing them in
but Tuck, there's gonna be a big event. That moment when he has to leave and go in the chopper.
I'm just picturing.
No, but this is bad. I'm telling you the truth.
Okay, but you talked about wrestling, and I'm talking about Biden and Trump and singlets.
No. But Trump, Biden's just trying to walk into his job.
I know.
And Trump's just sitting there like, you want a piece of me? You want a piece of this?
He's not. He's hiding.
He's going to grab a microphone. I think he's going to set up a podium. I'm going to predict this. I think he's going to set up a podium.
They're not going to let him do that.
He can do that. It's his last day. He gets to do whatever. He can have a pizza and a day.
I don't know, man.
A margarita. He doesn't drink, though.
I don't know about that.
He can have a pizza and a vegetarian. What's that drink that's red that you can put no alcohol in it? That's sometimes really spicy.
Kool-Aid? What?
Spicy alcoholic drink, non-alcohol. You got tomato sauce in it, and there's like people put stuff in there and Worcestershire.
Oh yeah, I can't remember.
What's that one?
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary. He can sit there. No, but here's what's going on. I think he's gonna have a podium. He's gonna be like, "This is my last day. I don't agree with it. You want a piece of me?" And then Biden's gonna walk up. Kamala's gonna be like, "Hey, what's up, Pence? You want a piece of this?" They're gonna be standing there, and they're gonna go walk past each other. They're gonna have to walk. This is what they do.
I don't think they're gonna have them do that though.
That's tough. Do you realize how crazy this is?
Of course I do. This has never happened before. There's never been a president who hasn't conceded. Well, no, wait, that's not true. Yeah. But there's never been one
with all the cameras and the pomp and show.
Just like
there's gonna be people at the gate in their red with their MAGA hats, crying.
There already are.
Wheezing. I can't believe it.
There already are.
Just standing up like that and throwing their hats over the fence. And then they're going to be there with all the people that are in there, black folks. Oh. When Kamala crosses the plane, I know we did the same thing, man. Watching Oprah cry when Obama won was really powerful, right? That was wild. I cried for my mom and all of my ancestors.
And at least he was able to
But he's a dignified human being in a lot of ways.
At least he was able to own, even Biden has been able to own.
But here,
stakes and
on some
he's been that wasn't a good policy.
On some why Black Lives Matter stuff again. There was it sounds like very kind Caucasian woman who married a gentleman with the last name Obama. And had a son named Barack.
What are we talking about?
Barack Obama's mom is white. What I'm saying is
But wait. I'm just.
I was about to say. Wait, don't worry about it. Don't interrupt me for a second, and let me just explain what I'm trying to say here.
Okay.
The people who are in these positions of power that are threatening white folks that are on the right side. Someone from Africa had a child, and that person became the president. Someone from Jamaica, where slave trade was interacted and Africans had already existed prior to Christopher Columbus. Someone from Africa who was in Jamaica and someone who's from India had a child, and that person's crossing that plane of existence. We have not let someone who's Jewish hold presidency or vice presidency yet, from what I understand. I have not checked. I did say that before. This is what we are. We are the world. We are the children. We have something better day for less than given. There's a choice. We need to make the choice to let these things happen. And I don't know how it would make sense for everyone at their house, white families, rich or poor, to let this man, Donald Trump, be your ruler and let him stay in office for another 4 years. Every single restriction we have on ourselves right now, today, whatever day you're watching this, unless you're watching it after Biden and Harris have entered office, every single restriction we have on us is because of that presidency. And I don't understand. I understand the nuance of like saying, well, the Congress,
COVID, or what are you talking about?
Yes, all the restrictions. Where people are upset because their job is lost.
Well, no, a lot of people are just upset that there are restrictions in the first place, and they just want to like let it. They want to do the
normal
45
stuff.
thing. They want to do the 45 thing and let it run its course, and everybody.
What's the 45 thing?
There's no policy. There's no nothing. It's just America. You're free. Go kill
to get
each other.
sick. Yeah, to go get sick. They want to do that.
Yeah, they think.
But you say that as a joke,
you
right?
can build immunity and do all this and do all that, and it's just a cold. And there's, yeah, that's what.
That's a thing, though, for real.
Yes, that is their thing.
Oh, it's called the 45 thing.
Immunity, blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's their.
They believe they can go and just get it.
We know people.
So I know
my back cracked by somebody who thinks that way.
But we know people that have died.
Yeah. I know somebody. Yeah.
Do you think these people that are doing the 45 thing don't know people that have passed away from it?
I think that they don't know anybody who's close to them who have passed away from it, and I also think that they just don't fully understand how a healthcare system works. Like maybe they don't know enough nurses and doctors
who are in there trying to figure this out. They can't.
Right. Maybe they don't know enough people who work in the medical field where people are going to attempt to get their lives saved. Well, because it's not just a matter of how many people would die and how many would live. It's a matter of there being so many people to flood the hospitals that if you have a heart attack, you don't get saved because all the beds are taken. Like, it's a matter of, I mean, it is interesting, though, because we did have, like, those tents popping up and stuff. And it's interesting to me that we're where we're at right now, and I don't see any tents popping up.
I feel like this was an unforeseen reality that they were trying to not see. I mean, we
had tents pop.
Well, there's a lot of things. Here's where I start to ride the line of where I'm like maybe Republican more than I like to to show. So what's interesting is that the money was needed to provide the tents. This is where the right's like, well, why do we have to put so much money? This is about Democrats always want to have money and government make your decisions for you. Mm-hmm. BS.
Yeah.
I like Rice Krispies only because I like Rice Krispies.
Right, I want to keep my money.
Yes.
I want to keep the money that I earn. I want to keep all the money.
So it's interesting because, like to your point there, why aren't the tents, why weren't they preceding the situation? How come the ships, those big military ships that were being floated across the water that never held people, how come they're not floating to Texas?
Right now?
Well, yeah, why weren't they already doing it? And that is where I rub the line and I say, look, here's where I understand the dichotomy of being a Republican and watching big government try to take over. Only reason why it's not happening is because there wasn't money to do so. Like we ran
out of money.
We ran out of money. Did we run out of money? There's nothing going on downtowns. There's nothing going on compared to what was going on downtowns, whatever towns you're in. And here we are right now.
Well, I do know that they're applying for, like, the mobile morgues right now because they're running out of space at the morgues. There are states that are doing that, cities, towns doing that. And they're running out of space at, like the next town over and the next town over and hospital beds for people.
Again, I joked about it.
In a lot of the red states. It's mostly the red states because they're all the ones who do the, like, herd,
So, I don't know how the brain works because I barely know how mine works, but people are livid about big government. Get it? They want to drain the swamp. I want to get rid of politicians that are out there doing that trash.
Yeah, Congress needs to pull their ish together and pass relief for people, for businesses, for small businesses.
So I mean, we're out here.
Like, we've paid taxes for how many years? Like, and our...
It's like the worst insurance policy ever. You pay insurance for stuff like drivers. If you don't crash, you don't get your money back. That's bananas. I'm not saying you want all your money back, but thank you for holding that money for that accident I never had, but you just came up for real. It's the same thing. Like, we're paying all this stuff. I don't know, man. I say all this stuff because I just try to think about what do I talk to my little humans about. How do you raise children right now? Not just for this moment, like going forward. What do you want to project? You have choices in your life. You have your choice to grab them by the... No, that's not a choice. You have a choice to... Everybody can run for president now. If you're just sitting there right at the house and you're like, I think I did pay my taxes for the last couple of years. I can run for president. You can do that now.
I do see a lot of I don't know, maybe I'm just not seeing it so much on the right side of things, like people coming together to save businesses and to save, like...
Oh, interesting.
I'm seeing that a lot more on the left side, but I don't have a...
I've
shut my door to a lot of the right side that I was looking at because they're family members who...
So your point is you're in wonder right now at this moment, like, are the people on the right helping their brothers and sisters?
From what I can gather and what I can tell, because I still have a few doors open just to gander, just to watch, right? Friends of friends, or like, you know what I mean? And they're just kind of like, I'll pray for you. You know, they're still just kind of doing their like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'll pray for you. And on the left side of things, like, and I'm not talking like way left, way right. Like I'm seeing the people more like center left, like are actually going like, okay, and they like get a GoFundMe going, or they do it this, or they do it that.
Everyone's losing their jobs, and I mean not everyone. Lots of people are losing their jobs.
Oh, yeah, obviously, yes. Getting laid off or losing their jobs, yes. And we're just entering another, here in Washington State, another 4-week closure that might turn into more.
I want to speak on something racial, forgive me. I want to speak on something racial, specifically related to people of color, and I hate this moment. For me, because I thought about this and I didn't. It's weird because some things I don't want to talk about because it makes me feel emotional, right? I don't really know what it was like to be on Section 8. My mom was. So my experience was my mom giving me love and providing food and
government assistance.
No, but I know what it is. I don't know what it's like to like have to get it and try to figure things out and not have enough and not have a husband and have raising 2 kids and being a single mom. I know nothing about that. My mom used to say, if you only knew, you have some audacity when I talk back to my mom, which you should never do. You should never talk to Kamala Harris about the only reason why she got that job is because of her. You should never talk to a black woman with that kind of authority. Because you will get checked. Anyway, I don't know what it was like to be on Section 8 in the sense that that's not my thing. But I did learn some things that helped me, unfortunately or fortunately, survive a lot of things in my life. Whereby, when I didn't have a job, I did not feel scared. So, in my life, in this body, I've not had a job and I didn't feel scared. Because I knew what it was like to not have a job, or not have a paycheck, or not understand, or not having money in the bank. And I'm not saying that people need to go into like lose all their stuff, but it's interesting when I watch the people that are angry. So the people on the far right are like upset at the people that are blowing up stuff and throwing rocks and doing so and all that stuff like that. I totally understand that point. But when you look at what's going on as far as the division, the socioeconomic truth about our society here, and what's happening over this last 7 months and what's about to keep happening until some change happens in the White House. Women, children, fathers, sons, brothers, are living in the street right now who didn't live on the street right now. Regular people. On both sides, I'll do a trumpet. On both sides, there was people that were good on both sides, for facts. There's good people out there right now. And here's a situation that sucks. I'm a black woman. I'm a woman of color, and I have a 11-month-old, and I have a 3-year-old, and I'm living in my car for 2 weeks because I'm trying to get another job because I got kicked out of my house. And here's what's interesting. Do you guys know what it's like to go get an apartment? What's required to get an apartment? A job, paycheck, former place of where you rent.
Sometimes credit checks.
This 7 months has killed that reality whereby when you go to apply for your new apartment, I heard a story that is breaking my heart and it can't get fixed. She goes to go apply for an apartment. They said, well, okay, well, that's great. We're looking for people, that families and so on and so forth, and we're looking for the boom and the growth in this area. Where's your place of employment? I'm not employed right now, but I did get this job, and I'm going to be making X. Oh, so did you have a job that you just left, and you're transitioning, or you just, hiatus, or you're on break, or whatever? No, I lost my job during this situation. COVID-19. Oh, that's okay. So your income is what? You have to have, is a third of your income is available, right? For, that's the rules. A third of your income for the, no, it's not. Okay, so then you are not going to have your income. I have money because people have GoFunded me, supported me for this time. I'm about to put the money up for the first, last, and this month. Okay, but you don't start your job until this date, but you're sure you're going to be working X? Yeah. Okay, so can you give me a paycheck stub? No, I haven't had a job for 4 months. I can't let you, I can't, the rules say I can't let you in like this. I'm not supposed to be empathetic, I'm not a human, but I have to go by these rules right now, and that's what it says here. That's what our numbers have to reflect.
Property management. This
is our society. You could call it socioeconomic. You can call it whatever the bubble. This is ill, man. Ill. Yeah. Because now
it's individualistic in all of the wrong ways, and it's like dependent on each other in all of the wrong ways.
Now
it's like
to get the meal. So she like a lot of men. I have so many powerful. I say powerful because I come from a single mother, but women are unbelievably resilient and super strong. Way stronger than us. We're weak as shit as men. This woman, she knows because she's smart enough to know. She's actually got a degree. She's not stupid, and I hate saying it like that because I don't like putting all these other caveats. But she knows that you can go on Saturday. You can go to IHOP and you can get your kids eat free. You can go. She knows every day that you could go to get a meal for your children. Forgive me, I don't want to tear up. To get food for your children, she knows how to make that work. And she's keeping it entertaining and fun for them in the sense that they're trying to have them. But they're like, when are we going to go to our new place, Mommy? It's going to happen. As she's trying to have them babysat during COVID while she walks in here astute and efficient and articulate and, and she's waiting for her job at a whack retail joint that might get closed down.
Right, and her community has rallied around her and helped her and given her enough to flip things. Yeah.
White lives matter. We all matter. All humans matter. But as a team on Earth, we need you to help.
Yeah, we need to adjust some things and why do I say white people need to adjust some things? Because that's where the majority of the power, and by power I mean the monetary power, the positional power, that's where the majority of the power in our country currently lies. It's also at least half of our population. A little over half of our population is white, and that's the majority of and it's generational wealth, it's generational power that is passed down from family to family, and we need to change things and we need to adjust things. Because it's not gonna work. It's not working. It hasn't been working. Okay? For a long, forever time now. Okay? It wasn't founded on anything that worked.
You didn't found it. The things that worked preceded it for thousands of years, and this is just brand new, and you didn't found it. Whoever they think they is.
White people, colonizers.
Well, no, but there's people out here. There's people walking around here going like, "My people."
But they set up the stuff that we live, the structures that we live within, and the systems that we live within today. That's still what we're working with, and it's outdated. It's old. It's ill. It's not cool, and it's not alright.
I think people need to get online if you're going to spend time while you're in there trying to shop and get your Black Friday action on. Get online, reach out to people, and act like you care. Just reach out to people that you can just plug in and act like you care. Say hello, reach out on the Insta face or whatever the case may be. Make a phone call. Just do it. Some people may have caught the infamous, iconic Dave Chappelle on Saturday Night Live. And he was saying what he thinks, I'm Capstone, and what white people should just do. You spend all this time making it difficult for people of color. Just take a moment to go ahead and be like, I'm gonna buy that. What do you say? I'm messing the joke up, but I'm gonna buy that bum an ice cream. Like, random acts of kindness. Like, instead of just white guilt, or instead of racial slur, even if it's just for that moment, just do a random act of kindness. Even if it's beneath your racism, while you're over there at a Chipotle and you see someone Latino working back there, and you say, "I like your pretty hair." I'm serious. I mean, I'm joking, but I'm serious. Like, just be nice, cause it's jacked up, and it's not gonna be forever. But do some random acts of kindness, cause these actual intentional acts of hatred. I don't know. I'm done with the show for today. So, thanks for tuning in. This is how I protest, but thanks for tuning in to another episode of...
Okay, we really are ending.
I don't know what to say. I'm just hurt. I ain't got no more words. Do you want to say something?
Oh, I mean...
I apologize. I just don't have any more words, so I was just going
to... You don't have to apologize for anything.
My nose is snotty, and I'm crying.
You want a tissue?
No, I'm good. I don't want a tissue. I can't believe women are capable of sexism. I can't believe...
Well, everybody's capable of all of the isms. That transcends...
Yeah, I still don't get it. There's no rulemaking in regards to how it happens. It transcends, but it's just like garbage. Like, mean is mean. Hatred is hatred. That's how it is. It just comes down to it. My buddy George would say something like that. Like, hatred is hatred. It's an ill. It's a sickness. What did you say? People need to go get...
It's beyond me how people don't see where the hatred is coming from, and that hatred also aligns with a lot of their own beliefs. Does that make sense?
No, I don't. I mean, I'm not tracking very well right now, but what does that mean?
It means that it's wild to me that people don't see where the hatred is coming from this woman. The hatred came out of this woman, right? It's not just about this woman, but a lot of people resemble her remark and wholeheartedly think that way about Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. That's how they feel. They feel that way.
Because she's a black female.
They feel that she only got the job because she's female and she's black.
So, like I said, it's like affirmative action out there in the warehouse.
Now, what they're not gathering well enough or strong enough, they're not seeing that is in direct alignment with the KKK. That's in direct alignment with national terrorist groups. That little, belief of that she just got the job because of that. You don't see that your beliefs are literally aligning side by side with white nationalist terrorists? Seriously? Because they are. These little so-and-sos, that's why dozens and dozens and dozens of people called it out and that MNF'er lost his job. You don't get to work with kids if you're a white nationalist and if your beliefs and stuff start seeping out and through, you don't get to. And that's, I think that there should be some kind of way, how do you screen a person for, racist-o-meter? That'd be a good Saturday Night Live skit.
Racist-o-meter?
Yeah, we need freaking racist-o-meters and sexist-o-meters. Well, yeah, no, I would have some. Hey, I would have some. I would have some in me. We all would have some of the isms in us.
Pass the basketball to that. Racistometer.
Yes.
Hit us up, Saturday Night Live. But they just wait. Was it 2 weeks ago or last week? A Twitter. First of all, the news stopped. Fox stopped the president of the United States of America from talking.
You pulled your boy.
Cut the feed. Mm-hmm. Twitter revoked something he said. That is...
When they're shutting down a lot of stuff. Like, they have to, put that Biden's actually president on every single one of his posts right
Crazy! Now. That is crazy.
He's crazy. You can have conservative political ideals, like the idea of not wanting big government, right?
Hey, hopa.
You can have that. You can have that.
So
without supporting Trump, people. White women, I'm looking at you.
I might be crossing the line here.
And everybody else.
I might be crossing the line here.
Specifically white.
I might be crossing a little bit of the line here, but if if Bernie had made it when he was supposed to make it as a president,
yeah,
I think people would be talking about Bernie a little bit this way too, because Bernie seems like, even though he's extremely well versed in talking like this the whole time, I would not want to watch him the whole time doing that.
Me neither. It's exhausting.
It's exhausting. But people would have been
I voted for him.
What'd you do?
I voted for Bernie.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
I'm not afraid. No,
don't be afraid. I mean, but Bernie doesn't have any foreign policy.
I'm not afraid. Well, no, I did not vote for him this last time.
I'm talking about before that. I'm talking about the time when he should have been the guy.
I voted for him then, but not... I voted for Hillary after that, though. I wasn't that dumb.
Yeah. No, there's no way you would.
I'm calling people dumb. I'm calling people dumb. A lot of people are like, don't tell her. My right to vote for whoever I want.
I was just going to say that if Bernie had made it, there'd be people talking about Bernie being crazy too, because that's how when you're flamboyant like Trump. Oh, sorry. When you're flamboyant like Rump, take off the T.
When you're flamboyant.
Flamboyant is a word to describe when you have a lot of energy and you're out there like that.
Yeah, you're yelling at everybody. And when you have radical views.
Yes, and when you lean over your podium so much so that they have to put special weights on it so it doesn't tip over.
I bet they do. I bet they gotta sandbag it down.
I was looking at my part of the camera to see myself, but this is what it looks like. Okay, anyway. Alright. Well, I feel good, and I'm happy that we are talking about this garbage.
Get it out.
Please talk to people.
I called everybody dumb who didn't vote for Hillary. I don't mean to do that. I have kept my third party voter friends.
I just wish, in one way, I just
because you want to know why? You want to know why I've kept a lot of my third party voter friends, no matter whether they're radical left or radical right. Because I feel like at least they're voting for policy and they're not following our modern day Hitler of a rump, which I really firmly do believe he's stupid enough.
He's not stupid, man. Those guys, they're not stupid. They're just doing it. They're doing life differently.
I call it stupid.
I
call that stupid. But no, I didn't mean... I honestly, I'd like to retract me calling... I don't think everybody's... It's only dumb because we ended up with 45. But you know what? Remember when he got elected, and remember when I said it's either going to be 4 more years of racist bullshit that's under the rug
or
stuff with Hillary,
or it's gonna be out there,
or it's gonna be really it's gonna the light's gonna shine in all the dark places of racism.
That part
we said that, remember?
But let me say something even more. Black women did not go vote for Hillary. They did not vote.
No.
So it's like this. Ooh, what kind of pie should we have? You should call a black female friend. What kind of car should I drive? Call a black female friend. Who should be president? Call a black female friend. How's my hair? Should I date that guy? Call a black female friend.
Do you not have any black female friends?
Call one.
Ask yourself why. I think, right? Shouldn't white women and white men be asking themselves why they don't have black friends? If you don't have...
Oh, that's interesting. I had to have white friends, or I would never survive.
Or like,
I don't know what that means, but that's crazy. There's one white friend that I can't stand. His name is Lagendorf.
Uh-oh. That's, Anyway.
There's a bus driver on the east side that you just don't take that bus. Just don't take that
bus. And if you're white and you do have black friends and you're a white person, like, maybe take some time to consider that they're not.
So you're saying white people should go get a black friend? Go get a black friend.
No.
Hey.
I'm saying that even if you do have them, like...
I'm a Republican. I'm white. You're black. But I need a black friend.
No.
Are people going to be walking around going like, hey, what's up? How are you? Are you Republican or are you Democrat? I feel like right now we're in this weird zone where it's like, that's actually a thing thought.
Mm-hmm. What if you're neither? I feel like a lot of people are like, I don't do party politics. You know, our youth, they are so fed up with us.
Oh, our youth think that.
Our youth are
glooty
so
pancakes.
Fed up with us. They're like 18. The only reason why they're voting Democrat.
21 are like, you guys are dumb.
Dumb. Dumb. Mm-hmm.
Everyone's dumb. Not just you guys. Everyone. You guys are all dumb. You're making it really complicated. I'm just trying to go to a regular school, and not in my freaking bathroom or my kitchen. I don't want to do that. Like, so whoever's messing that up, which is everybody, question mark.
But
all you guys are messing that up, right? You voted for somebody, you messed that up. Like, you're dumb. That's what the 17-year-old to 21-year-olds are like. This is confusing. Like, I don't know why you existed. And then why did my parents get divorced? And then why did my dad go on a fishing boat for 6 months? And why does my mom have a third wife? I don't know if I should be telling white people to go.
Wait, I feel bad that I just inflicted that on black people.
Oh! She feels bad for saying that white people should go get a black friend.
I do.
I guarantee you that black people don't want white friends. And this is a perfect segue. Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Borderline Racist Marriage. That's absolutely ridiculous.